A glimpse as to why millions of people are without power in Texas. Entergy says this is one of their power plants, and as you can see, looks like a frozen tundra.
So why wasn't the infrastructure in place to avoid these major power problems? KPRC2's Keith Garvin's looking into that question tonight. He's live on Houston's South Side with a closer look at what the state says went wrong. Keith?
Chris, Dominic, we're outside a group home for mentally challenged adults. And to give you a better idea, this is exactly what they are seeing inside. All they're able to see inside because they only have flashlights to use. They are one of more than 1 million customers in the Houston area that do not have power tonight. So why are so many people without heat and light? Well, an expert we spoke to who actually predicted this very thing would happen more than 7 years ago says it all comes down to poor planning. 1.2 million customers in the Houston area left without power in the coldest stretch of weather in decades. So how did this happen? Governor Greg Abbott tells KPRC2 it was a matter of the cold, brutal temperatures.
The private company providers and generators of that power, their operations literally froze up.
Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner made it clear whom he blames, posting in a tweet, "Neither the city of Houston nor Harris County controls or regulates ERCOT or the power generators. The power outages are the responsibility of the state." So who's correct?
The ERCOT market design is fatally flawed. It was never a matter of if it would fail. The only question was when.
Ed Hers is the University of Houston Energy Fellow. He is a highly regarded source on energy markets and distribution who, in 2013, predicted grid failure would occur in Texas if the market wasn't redesigned. Hers says ERCOT, which acts like an air traffic controller and manages the power grid for 85% of Texas customers, has no mechanism to penalize the companies that actually generate the power. Hers says those generators typically focus their efforts on the summer months when they expect their power plants to have high demand. Not so in the winter.
They leave them turned off. They're not winterized. There's no antifreeze. They're not oiled. They're not staffed. They're not ready to respond in a short-term emergency like this.
As a result, Hers says the generators had no incentive to ready additional power plants ahead of this Arctic blast. With more people continuing to move to our state, Hers believes the system is unsustainable.
Well, the solution is going to be to restructure the entire electricity market for Texas. I mean, this has been a fool's errand since it was passed into law 20 years ago, and it just totally needs to be revamped.
And so according to Hers, those who are without power tonight are the victims of a broken system. Here at Noah's house, we want to show you their plight. It's a group home again for mentally challenged adults, 44 in fact. They're without power and heat, and they're desperately looking for either a hotel to accommodate all 44 of their residents and 4 or 5 staff members, or someone who has a generator that could help provide power for space heaters. They're also running out of food. In a very desperate situation right now. We spoke to a relative of one of the residents here.
It's getting to be a little desperate. It's getting very cold in the rooms. And of course, without running water and toilets and other facilities, it's getting a little dire.
And so, again, at the very least, they're looking for generators to get the power going, and they also need to cook as they have no way to prepare for food for their residents. If you know of anyone who could help, or if you, in fact, could help yourself, look for the link to this story inside our website at click2houston.com. For now, reporting live on the South Side, Keith Garvin, KPRC 2 News.